I can't like full click. That's crazy. Hey,
Hi.
hi. The bad news. We were talking and it didn't record. Unfortunately.
We already did this.
We already did this whole thing once. We're gonna do it again. So hello, we are here.
It was a practice round.
It was practice. So anyway, we wanted to make a video for this duels trip that became a lot more than just a duels trip. It became a lot. And then I figured at the end of it, I'll probably go over the rest of the season. Yeah, the whole year. Because I want to make a post for everybody, but I mean, this has become like so.
It's been a crazy
It's
year.
been a crazy year. And yeah, writing everything out, it's going to be impossible. Because we have so many people to thank and just go over the entire year being crazy. So we'll start with this duels thing, though. That was nuts. What a trip that became. I'll start with saying we had no intention of going and doing anything after this crazy year because, for us, we know a lot of racers that run, 30 to 60 times, 100 times a year. You watch all the big guys do it. Planning 17 races a year, and then doing 15 of them, that was, at our track, we ended up doing 17 in total or 18 because of running at River City. So we ended up getting our full year that we wanted.
Shout out to Sunset.
Yeah, shout out to Sunset. Thanks for the full year.
Top-notch year.
Yeah, that was crazy. I loved it.
I hope they figure something out.
I hope they figure it out for sure. That whole deal is bad. So yeah, we had no intention of going to duels. We knew the XR deal at Vegas was going bad, so we knew that wasn't going to happen. At least I didn't. So I was like, okay, no duels this year. So everything, we're just gonna have Gateway to watch, and then we're gonna get ready for next year. And then we seen that Mojave was gonna do their own duel. So that was kind of a change in the mindset, at least for me. Yeah, for me at first.
It's his home track. Yeah.
I grew up down there. Mojave was my second home. Vegas was my second home, but Mojave is literally 30 minutes away from home. So every weekend that they were racing, we would be down there watching our friends, Fitzgerald, Rick Dorica, all those guys, everybody, Levi Kiefer, everybody. So that was that kind of became a thing in my head, and it was like, well, we could figure out how to do this. Our truck can make it down there, I feel. But then you start thinking about the animals. We have so many cats, which can kind of take care of their own. We can get them ready, but we also have 4 dogs, and 2 of them are impossible to get babysat. Yeah. Cannot get babysitters for 2 of them. You can't trust them.
One of them.
Yeah.
But they come in a package.
Right. So we kind of have to keep them together. So yeah, the only way for us to really travel, we kind of figured out in that month and a half span was we have to get an RV. If we want to travel even during the regular year up here, we gotta, unless it's Sunset, River City, and Willamette, and that's it. We gotta get an RV. So started looking around. We were looking around for weeks. Found a couple good ones that got sold pretty fast. I was like, dang it, damn it. That one in Tillamook. That Class C. That was perfect. That would have been amazing.
It was gone in minutes.
Yeah, we tried getting that, and we have one coming. Like, that's gone. I just knew it was gone. So that sucked. And then we found 2, and then they ended up being 2 Class A's, of course. So it's like, okay, well, I guess if we're gonna do something, we always do it big. So why not? Let's go look at this one. So we went and looked at one down in Almsville area, and then
I had to drag him away from it.
Yeah, I was ready to buy that one. That one was, it was a little bit rougher on the outside, if I remember right. And that's kind of what turned her off. And then also, they hadn't really taken on long drives. They only kind of stayed up in the northwest area, like around home. So that they didn't, the lady didn't feel comfortable with taking it as far as what we, asked, like, hey, we're going to go this far. Would you do it? And
she went ghost face.
I was like, ooh. So we ended up waiting that next couple days, and ended up, this other one was at Lake Oswego that we ended up getting. And okay, great condition inside, everything worked. More things worked in this one than the other one. and the engine had just been rebuilt, and the transmission had just been rebuilt. Okay, well, for somebody like us, like that's great to know. Like, heck yeah, and it's older, so the idea in our heads, the idea is
something we could work on.
We can work on it if something goes wrong. It's not the end of the world, you know. A bounder, like a '90s bounder or something like that. Now you're dealing with a lot more extra stuff, you know, sensors, computers, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. This is all mechanical. Everything runs on vacuum, yada yada. Side note: I hate vacuum. I found out that I hate vacuum. Everything drives me freaking nuts. So we bit the bullet. We bought this RV. You know, like, okay, if something goes wrong, we have another place for somebody to sleep. Not a lot of people can handle animals. Our house has a lot of animals. I have a lot of animals. A lot of people can't handle that. It's like,
I don't blame them.
Yeah, no,
I can't handle it.
no, it's great. And then, you know, it looks old, but it looks great on the inside, or at least it did. So we bit the bullet, got that, and then instantly we were like, well, if we're gonna do this dual thing, we need help with fuel. I mean, this thing, I know a 454 is gonna get 4 to 6 miles to the gallon easily. You know, if you get anything more than that, it's a miracle. So that's where the raffle came in. We ended up figuring, you know, again, another crazy thing that she used to do all the time. She used to do raffles all the time back in the COVID days. So we were like, let's do a raffle. Great idea. Did not intend for that to go as big as it did.
That was amazing.
The people that helped share that, you know, Millers, all their friends, everybody else that shared it and joined in on that, that was amazing. That was
huge.
That was huge for us. So, you know, that got us going. Cornerstone Cafe, they came on board hardcore at the end of this year. We ended up going to River City, I think it was the end of August. And I had only planned to go there for their last race of the year. And then she kind of was like, let's go right now. And then everybody ended up going that night. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that was a great night to go. We ended up going with some friends there too. Kenny was there. So, all right, let's do this. We ended up parking next to, getting so lucky to park next to this Cornerstone crew. Alex and yeah, it broke the motor. What are the chances that the random people you're parked next to literally have the parts to fix it? That was, you know, it's one thing for somebody to go down the road, like if they live in the city and, you know, go grab if it's in their shop or something like that. They literally had it in their trailer, and we were back out on the track.
And didn't even blink.
Didn't even blink. Didn't even think about it. They're like, yeah, hey, what do you need? Here, boom, done. Okay, that's, you know, that's crazy. I haven't seen that in a long time, and we've been in racing a long time, so that was amazing. They came on, helped us with more for fuel, so it's like, okay, now it's game on. And then we ended up doing another side project for my work. That helped a lot, and you know that we were up for a month and a couple weeks after, just every day at work, come home, start quality checking parts, just nonstop for a month and a half at least. It was brutal, but it was like, well, if we're gonna go do this, we need this money. So we ended up doing that, getting it done in time. All right, now we're off. We're great. Everything's good to go. You know, my biggest worry this entire time was, crap, if a tire blows, tires are like $500 a piece for an RV. That, right? Like, that was the biggest thing I was talking about. I was so worried about tires. I was worried about tires the entire time. Yeah, I was kind of worried about pulling and stuff like that, but we were going to find out pretty quick if that was going to be okay or not. So, it was, you know, tires were a big thing. We get on the road, and everything was fantastic. I couldn't believe how smooth it was going. Like, it was like, okay, well, this is amazing. What an amazing purchase. Backtrack a little bit. Amazing purchase. Find out while we're cleaning this thing after we get it, my family, cousins that run go-karts around the world, they used to own this RV. What a freaking crazy small world that is.
It was tiny world.
Tiny world. Like, this small.
Yeah, he has a handful of family members.
Yeah, and
it's not a big family.
Just so happened they used to own this thing. Okay.
We find this insurance card or something in the RV, and we're like,
What?
that can't be.
That can't be. I see the last name Wimsatt. I was like, okay, not a lot of people have that last name. I gotta look this up now. And yeah, come to find out they owned it. So that was crazy. So felt a lot better about that, especially knowing what they had done to it. Well, finding out what they had done to it and stuff like that, and then finding out that the guy that had it, he knew what he was doing. So, so we're on the road. Everything's going great. This thing is going up mountains like it's nothing. It's getting slow, but it's typical RV life. But we made it up all the mountains. Everything was great, and she wanted it kind of like a mini vacation.
I did.
So
the weather was perfect.
Yeah.
I wanted to just
kind of sightsee.
I didn't want to go. I knew we were gonna be slow, so
definitely
biggest
didn't want
thing
to go.
I didn't want to do I-5.
Yeah, I-5 not a thing.
Like we would just been blown past the whole time.
Yeah.
We would have been in everyone's way. So I was like, okay, we're going one of the other directions.
Yeah. So middle of Oregon through Bend.
And so maybe I picked the longest.
Picked the longest route. Going through the middle of Oregon was okay.
Yeah.
That was fine. Going down to
like
McDermott.
I've never been to Bend, and I'm like, I want to drive through Bend.
Yeah, it's right through Bend.
Overrated.
Overrated. Absolutely. I pictured Bend myself again being smaller. Did not know it was a full-blown
there's
city.
some cool spots, but like
Yeah, but it's not.
I never pictured it to be a city.
No,
ever.
never
So
a city with exits.
Yeah, like we pulled in and I'm like,
what's this?
where's the river?
Yeah,
Where's the fucking
I'm never gonna find Blockbuster. I'm not even gonna try at this point. I'm just gonna get gas and go.
City.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So that was
that was out of the picture.
But no, I wanted to see that stuff. Sisters, cute as hell.
Sisters was what I figured Ben kind of was.
Yeah, that's what I kind of pictured.
Yeah. So so that was the point. A lot of people yelled at us for the direction we were going, but that was kind of the thing. I had been the Eli route before going the Boise route, so I knew if I got over to Eli, I always call it Eli. I don't even care. You just go straight south and everything's great. You get into Ash Springs after that. You get gas there because it's cheaper, and then you can get through Vegas all the way to Mojave from there. Done. Like, it's easy.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing. Is we planned out the cheapest
gas routes, right? So it's like, okay, well, I've been that way at least. Getting to that way might be different.
Like, can you imagine if we went through California?
That would have been horrible.
That would have been. Think about that.
Yeah,
it's like $6 a fucking gallon.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. That would have been nuts.
Bleep that out.
I'll bleep it. Beep. Yeah, that would have been nuts. So, yeah, because that ended up being a thing. The gas down there and back. So, yeah, we ended up making it halfway. We got to Battle Mountain, and we realized, okay, well, we're halfway. Like, we're doing great. And the Carlin exit after Battle Mountain was where we went down. You change route, you go down to Eureka, and then you cut over to Eli. So it was like, okay, well, when we get over to the Slugs truck stop in Carlin, let's take a nap there for a couple hours, and then we'll get back on the road, and everything will be great. Great. So we stopped there, and brand new Love stop. Little thing compared to other Love stops, but it truck area was big, so we ended up parking back there, and it was like 3 or 4 hours that we took a nap or something like that.
It was like between 11 and 12 when we stopped.
Yeah, so it was between 2 and 3.
And then we woke up at like between 2 and 3 and realized.
I realized
it was freezing.
It was 23 degrees.
It was not that at 12.
It was not that at 12. So I freak out because now my race car is outside on an open trailer. Like, uh-oh. Like, I did not think this at all was going to happen. And so we realized, okay, maybe we should stay here for a little bit long. Stay here. It was supposed to get warmer at 7 or 8 or something like that.
Yeah, like, do we go out on the road right now
and take a chance?
Freezing weather, or like we weren't in a super hurry.
No,
like we left
early for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
We knew something could happen, and we also knew we just didn't want to be rushed. So we decided we were gonna stay until morning, so we stayed, and then that's when everything went bad. It was when we woke up in the morning to leave, turned it on, and that's become the moral of the story. Is it sounded great, idle's fine, got ready to go, and yeah, RV didn't. It will go, but it didn't want to. Like it'll move, but it doesn't want to move. It started popping, misfiring, backfiring through the carburetor, through the freaking exhaust, and now I'm starting to panic because I'm like, what happened? So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, what happened here? What was the difference? Everything was running great. We didn't have an issue. The idle dropped a little bit, but that come to find out that was because of elevation. Okay, whatever. But we didn't find that out until 3 days later. But that was the only thing that had changed on the trip was the idle dropping. So it was like, okay, we'll just keep it running with our foot and everything's fine. Well, now that it's doing this popping and not wanting to run, now we're sitting here like, oh, well, now what? My initial reaction is it froze overnight. It's an old RV, old tank. I thought there was rust in the tank. It all lifted, and now everything's bad in the fuel line. That was my initial reaction. And then, talking to Kenny. Kenny was honest the entire trip. Freaking amazing. Checking in on us, making sure everything was great. And then when everything wasn't great, he was texting us, calling us, like, what is going on? Like, I have no idea. Like, I thought we had this fixed. Everything's not fixed. Everything's screwed up. So now we're stuck in Carlin, which is 20 miles away from Elko. And Elko has all of the automotive, dealerships or automotive
Carlin is
shops.
just 2 truck stops.
It's a minor town.
And a couple casinos.
A couple casinos and a mine. Like, that's it. That's all it is. So she gets on, figures out how to get some parts delivered. We kind of, go over the phone with Kenny and a couple other people like, hey, we should try this. We should try this. Like, this is the only thing that we could think of that would go wrong. Because now we're thinking, well, it froze over. So what happens when things freeze over? Like, what went bad? So she gets some things shipped over that didn't work. Yeah, so we started with the fuel stuff.
Yeah, so
just little things.
Kenny,
Kenny,
Dutton,
Cody Dutton, Chad. No, we're all talking like, what are we doing?
Constantly on the phone with these guys. And
yeah.
Brian.
Yeah, my brother. So
we're all just trying. Could be this. It could be this. Well, we're in an RV in a truck stop, so we're just like, okay, well, we're just gonna replace.
Just start replacing stuff.
So we did a few fuel things, but then we did the ignition. So we ordered, new cap
wires
new
at that point,
and wires.
Right. And then of course the wires I had to crimp.
And he's freaking out.
So now I'm freaking out about that. I don't have a way to crimp these things.
Come to find out, it comes with it.
I still don't have a vise, but it would have been way easier if I knew that was in there.
You could have ran it over.
I could have ran it over for all I cared. So yeah.
So that was day 1 of trying.
Right. So now day 2, so my engine builder Jerry, he's starting, get worried like, hey, what's going on? Let me send my guy over. So that's when he sent Cody Chappell over. He lives near Elko or in Elko or something like that. So he comes down later in the day and
brought us some parts.
Too. Yeah, that was massive because we needed parts.
Shipping was
outrageous. Like, you take everything and then you just instantly add like $30 onto the order, and that's DoorDash shipping auto parts. So that got stupid quick. So he brought some things over, tried it out, didn't work, and then I think that was when we realized that the electric pump wasn't turning on. And then we noticed that the fuse had blown for that. So it's like, okay, well, let's replace the fuse. And
that's
then,
obviously what's wrong.
Yeah, that's obviously what's wrong. The electric pump's not coming. So there's an electric pump that feeds the mechanical pump. So just like a lift pump deal like a diesel, but they did it with this. Like, okay, it makes sense. Long lines from the back of this freaking RV. It's 32-foot RV. Okay, perfect. So we do that. You know, Cody was like, well, if we put it on the hot side, because that didn't work, but if we just put it on the hot side of the oil pressure switch, we have power. Like, okay, perfect. Everything's fixed. So, you know, now we're scrounging around getting everything back together because every time we're trying to leave, we're like, oh, everything's great. We have all this stuff. We have animals. We got to get them to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's this whole process to get going because if we're going, we're going to go.
Yeah, we're not stopping.
We're not stopping again unless it's for fuel.
I mean, obviously, when you find those things wrong,
you think it's that. Yeah, it's like, okay, that makes sense. No lift pump. We're not getting enough fuel pressure. Like, that makes sense. Well, we try to go from there, nothing. Like we made it out of the parking lot, it starts cutting out going up the street. Oh, great. Okay. So now we're getting kind of defeated a little bit. Like, oh man, you know, this guy just came 45 minutes away, you know, and or an hour away or something like that, and now we can't figure this out. Well, we wanted to get into Elko. So we were like, Cody needs to go back home. So he followed us to Elko. Mind you, we can't go faster than 35 miles an hour. Fun. So it took like an hour or some minutes to get there and to get 20 miles. And everything was fine. We got into Smith's parking lot and sent him on his way. And so we stayed there to wait for O'Reilly's to open. But it was not a Love's truck stop.
No, it was a parking lot.
It was a parking lot. So
and it was a bit sketchy.
It was a little sketchy. You know, a lot of people tell us that Elko people are top notch. It's like, man, I believe you. Nobody touched my stuff.
But I also was sitting guard.
Yeah. I think she ended up going to get some beers to sit guard.
I did. He was getting ready for bed. I'm like, hey, I'm going to run into Smith's and get some beer. He was like, what? I'm like, oh, I'm sitting in the
I'm not going to sleep. I'm like, oh, all right, I get it. So that happened. Wake up in the morning, you know.
We were next to Starbucks.
We were right next to Starbucks. Nice. So that was good. We were basically in a town, right? So we had everything around us that we needed. So that was nice. But we're also sitting in with a broken RV in a parking lot. So it was like, okay, we need to get this thing figured out. Yeah.
We were those people.
So we're gonna start shotgunning parts at this point. Like I'm right next to an auto parts store. Let's just start figuring out what's going on. It has to be something fuel or ignition related. Figured out.
And
that's when Kenny got a hold of his buddy Casey down in Tonopah, and Casey drove up 4.5 hours to come help us, which is freaking crazy. Freaking amazing people. Like, you know, you hear stories from back in the day of people doing it for racing and stuff like that, and, you know, just racers having to go through this, or, you know, just people in general. And the amount of people that were helping us, those Cody and Casey coming up and actually like helping us because they could, that was insane. But then also the people that were messaging and calling us out of nowhere, like people we didn't even know started messaging and calling.
I mean, we were making videos. People knew we were coming,
and people knew we were stuck.
So we had so many people reach out that we never met, but they're from, you know, Mojave.
They were from Mojave, and they knew people up in Winnemucca, and then like Carl Brown, like Richie got me in touch with Carl and a couple other guys. They knew about the Rochester carburetor, or, you know, the Quadrajet carburetors. Just like, you know, I was about ready to tear one open. I'm talking to these guys, and they're like, "Have you ever done one of these?" Like, no, I've done like Hollies and Edelbrock's. Like, don't touch this freaking thing. You know, I'm glad they did. I'm glad they told us, because man, later on I realized
was a struggle too. Is you'd have this person and this person say, "Do this,"
but then this guy,
and then another guy would be like, "Don't
do that." You know, and it's like, you know, I'd freeze and be like, "Well, that makes sense because I've heard these Quadrajets, or, you know, whatever else I'm working on. That's kind of a pain," you know. So, you know, Casey comes up and we start going at it. We bypassed the mechanical pump thinking that was weak. We got a new mechanical pump, didn't put it on, but that's why we just put an electric pump on it, and then we just bypassed that altogether, put a regulator on it, just so we knew that the pump was going to have power to it. So it was like, okay, well, let's just bypass this, know that we got all this fuel pressure coming up to it, and, you know, we made sure some lines that looked like they were collapsing got replaced, or got fixed, or anything like that. I was finding wires, replacing wires that I seen kind of was broke. It's like, oh, could be that. I was tracing them. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense, but I'm still gonna replace it, or at least fix them, resplice them. So we did that, and we got to the end of the night. Casey stayed all day. Didn't have to. Definitely didn't want him to. Like, definitely wanted to send him home like a couple hours earlier for sure. But he was willing to stay there and try anything with us, and still nothing. Just still stuck. But at this point, it's like, all right, well, I just spent a ton of money, and I don't want to be here anymore.
I didn't want to sleep in the parking lot.
No, I wanted. We at least wanted to try. Our goal was to try to get going, and if it cleared up, we were going to keep going down to Tonopah the other way. And if it didn't, we were going the direction back to Carlin, where our new favorite Love's truck stop is. So it was a win-win in that sense of, if we get going, we can just keep going. But if we can't, we're going to stop somewhere that has RV hookups, and we can just stay there. So that's what we did. We get going, and we can't go faster than 35, 40 miles an hour. Like, great, we're not fixed. After that entire day, still broken. Like, oh, Jesus. All right. So we get to Carlin. Casey follows us back to Carlin. We're back there. He gets back going back home. Like, all right, cool. So now we're hooking up. And we're like, all right, well, at least we're hooking up this time, and we can have electricity, start charging everything back up, because things are starting to die, and charge up the RV. Like, now I'm thinking it's electrical or something stupid's happening. So let's charge everything up. And then we get to the next day. And that's when I was pretty defeated and pretty much ready to just call it. I'm pretty sure. Because that was when I made the post like, hey, sorry, we're kind of calling it. It's kind of the end here. Not that it was in our heads, but it was looking that way. It was in mine. But, we were still going to give it one last day of trying. But in my head, it was like, well, if all this other stuff didn't work, what else is going to work? I know it's going to be something stupid, but how stupid is this going to be? Are we going to find this stupid thing? So we end up staying there, and then that next day, we were just sitting there, and then we realized, oh, well, maybe we need to try this.
So we hadn't replaced the coil.
We didn't do the coil yet. So it was like, well, maybe the coil, and then
Carl told us to, do carb cleaner.
Right. So we threw carb cleaner down. We needed carb cleaner.
The thing was, only place where we get the coil
was Napa.
That
was rough, because she couldn't get anything delivered from Napa. She could only get stuff delivered from O'Reilly. So that sucked.
So then he's super defeated. It's like,
because it's expensive. I can't get anything from Napa. Napa won't deliver. They were telling me, well, we have people in Carlin, a shop that we deliver to, but we've already done that for the day, and we're not just going to do it for anybody. Like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. That's their policy. It's like, well, now I'm stuck. Meanwhile, she's on Facebook. She's good with this stuff. Gets on some Carlin Facebook group. Like, hey, if anybody's here that can get to Elko for us, we'll pay you to go to Elko and pick the stuff up for us. And by this point, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock. It was getting late, so it was like, we need to get there ASAP. And I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes. It was like instant. The moment she got accepted and posted that on the Carlin group, it didn't take 2 or 3 minutes, and she instantly had somebody like, hey, we're in Elko. We're picking up parts for us right now. We can go to Napa right now and grab your parts. Like, what? That blew my brain. I was like, whoa, how are we getting this lucky? Okay, cool. Like, that's awesome. Tell them, yeah. Turned out they wouldn't take my card. It wouldn't work. Like, these guys bought my parts. No, and it was like, trusted us that when they got there, we were just going to pay them. Like, okay, that's cool. Can't believe this is happening, but all right. So now I'm getting a little bit more excited. Like, okay, maybe it is a coil. We're going to fix this thing. And then Blake and Lexi show up.
turns out Blake's a mechanic.
Yeah, Blake's a mechanic.
He works on the mining machines and stuff. So it's a little bit newer stuff that he works on.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, you know, if you need any help,
Right.
let us know. We're like, no, cool. We're going to replace this coil. Hopefully, we're on the road.
Yeah.
So we replace the coil. Doesn't fix it.
Doesn't fix it.
We're just defeated, sitting
Over.
there. And Lexi texts me like, hey, you know, we're just checking on you. How's it going? I'm like, well,
Well, we're still here. We're still stuck here.
we haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah. And
they jumped up. They're like, hey, well, we're gonna finish our dinner and we'll be over to help.
yeah. Well, like, oh, okay, awesome, you know. And Blake gets there. They all get there, and Blake jumps in, looking at everything, and he's like, I talked to my grandpa. He told me to do this. We're gonna readjust this thing. And the moment he's talking, you know, like this, he jumps in. He's starting to pull his carburetor off to look for these adjustment screws, yada yada. And I'm like, okay, well, he's comfortable doing this. Like, I did not want to pull his carburetor off at all, because I'm used to, you know, the Holley stuff where if you pull it off, the gaskets they're ripping off with it. I'm not used to this Quadrajet stuff where if you pull it off, you know, those gaskets actually stay together, which is pretty crazy. Which, you know, I later found out. So Blake's in there and he's talking about tuning and adjusting this thing. I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me! Like, you know, this entire time, like, it has to be something dumb. And I didn't even think of it being older and no computer or anything about needing to adjust something at that elevation. We're coming from 200 feet here, where it was like Lake Oswego's a little bit higher, but it's nowhere near 6,000 feet. You know, we're at like 5,500 feet or something at this point. I didn't even think about this. I'm like, okay, well, duh. Okay, that makes sense. He's sitting there adjusting, and I'm going and testing. Coming back, we have to adjust a little bit more. He jumps in, and it was the craziest thing. We're driving through this parking lot, and he's adjusting on the fly. So I'm driving through this truck stop.
House.
Yeah, just this doghouse.
So your engine's right next.
It's right next to you. And so he's adjusting this thing on the fly while I'm driving through this trucking parking lot. And then he's finally like, I think we're close. We should just get on this road, this like highway, bypass highway, and go out to this minefield, and let's just keep going. And then I'll just adjust it on the fly. I'm like, hell yeah, brother. Like, we're freaking doing this. So we're digging out this road. I leave her and Lexi behind. They're just chilling. And we're adjusting on the fly, and we get it. It wasn't perfect, but I wasn't stuck at 35 miles an hour. I was going 65 miles an hour. I was like, holy crap. Like, there's no way. I can't believe I didn't think about this. And then now we're, you know, again, it was still kind of popping a little bit, doing things here and there. But at this point, I'm like, okay, well, we just fouled some plugs. Perfect. Like, we'll just get down there and I'll get some new plugs and we'll be fine. Well, get back there, and I think we end up staying one more night after they helped.
Yeah, because by the time they left,
it was late.
It was late because they didn't even show up till like 7.
Right. So it was a little bit later, and it was dark out, and it was like, okay, well, I don't want to leave during the dark just in case something happens at this point. Because now I'm like freaking out about this thing breaking down in the middle of nowhere.
Well, and we wanted to charge up again.
Right.
Just in case, because this was the biggest thing. Was our next leg of the trip was couple hours of
was
nothing.
3.5 hours of nothing.
Like, everyone's just like, limp your way to the next stop. I was like, the next stop's 3 hours away. Like,
right.
There's no towns.
There's nothing.
It was.
And then
that
we
was
got
the
really,
hardest part.
Yeah, and I got very comfortable at this Love's. Very comfortable. I was like, if I'm here, I'm safe.
So yeah, we decided to.
We waited until the morning, right? So I think we left at like 5 or 6 in the morning or something like that. We left pretty early. So we ended up leaving early the next morning, and again, it wasn't running perfect, but it was going faster than 35 miles an hour. It's like,
we kept saying, get off the mountain.
Get off the mountain, just get down to lower elevation, everything's gonna be fine. So, thank you, Blake. Thank you, Lexi.
Lexi.
Oh my God. Best people.
And they checked on us the whole way.
They were, yeah.
You know, after the races we did race, they're checking in on us like we watched and top notch people.
Yeah, top.
I love freaking Nevada. I fell in love with Nevada.
Yeah, especially Carlin. It's this little tiny little mining town. Freaking perfect. So we get down to Tonopah finally, and you know, we get
I just texted to him.
texted me.
No, you can keep going.
Yeah, I'll keep going.
I have to pee,
Yeah,
so I'll be right back.
So anyway, so
Tonopah.
So yeah, we get down to Tonopah, and we, you know, that's where Casey lives. So it's like if we're down here, not only Casey but everybody, you know, I'm closer to Jerry. I'm closer to a bunch of racers down here that, you know, I'm only an hour and a half away. If I remember right. It's Tonopah. Yeah, I'm not that far from Vegas, basically, right? So, we get there, feel a lot better about it. We're still running a little rough though, and by the time we got to Tonopah, it was kind of pissed off. Like the RV was pretty pissed off at this point. So we got there. We tried fitting a tool in there to tune it a little bit. Couldn't figure that out. Blake had figured out that we needed like a specific 12.316 freaking tool to get in there to change this thing because it had this stupid, you know, set screw in there to adjust or whatever. So it was factory, so it wasn't anything I have in my toolbox anyway. So we're kind of looking around for one of these by this point, and we can't find one. So we just continue on our way, and mind you, it's a little bit slower than when we got going the first half. Now we're kind of popping, pinging along. It's running better. I can get it up faster. But then we start getting into Vegas, and it's getting bad. Like it's actually getting worse than what it was before. And mind you, Vegas, it's lower elevation than where we were, but we're still at 3,000 feet. So it's not that much of a descent enough to make me think that it needs to be adjusted right now. So we get into Vegas, and we stop going before we go head out on 95 to Searchlight. And we're kind of sitting there like, what do we do about this? You know,
it's finding the tool.
Like we're still looking for a tool at this point. Like going through Vegas, I'm looking for this tool, and I can't find a 12.316 to save my life. Like it does not a, you know, nothing. I can't find one at all. Let alone find out, you know, after we do find one, I need a freaking deep socket. Like I didn't even think about this. Like the shoulder on the normal one that I did find finally at a Home Depot there in Vegas was it would fit the freaking screw, but it wouldn't go all the way in. So now it's like, oh great. Well, definitely can't find one of those. It took me all day to find this one freaking thing, and it's just short 3/16 12 point. So I think we sat Boulder City for a while, and I think we finally decided to leave. Well, after a couple hours of just sitting there, like
grinding it down a bit.
We tried doing that.
All kinds of other random tools to see if we could fit something in there.
It just wouldn't work. Couldn't get it changed.
And so finally we're like, well, we're either gonna sit here or we're gonna just,
or we can get to the track, and then we know people at the track, and everything will be fine. So we just went. We got through Searchlight. Hated that climb. That was horrible.
It was rough. I think the worst was getting into Vegas. So.
No, that was absolutely. That's what I was saying. Like getting into Vegas was absolutely the worst, because you know I forgot going from that direction. You just go up that hill forever, and it was forever and ever and ever, just popping, backfiring, friggin'. It hated life. So now, you know, so we finally get to the track, and that was, I felt like victorious at that point. Oh, when I got off,
we kind of expected like
balloons to be
stuff,
popping, but it was
we
middle of
pulled
the
in,
night.
Everyone was sleeping.
Yeah,
It was like midnight.
Everybody's all sleepy time. And mind you, it's sleepy time after practice, so it's like, okay, well, that makes sense. But we made it for racing.
I expected fireworks.
That would have been nice. Yeah, so we made it to the track. It's like, okay, we're here. Everything, from here on out, we'll figure something out. We got people coming that kind of know what they're doing, and it is what it is.
But then came back the issue, like, only way to see what is going on is to drive it.
It's to drive it, right? But
Sitting
now
there idle, it was fine.
It's perfect.
And
So
not to mention racing is go go go.
Right. Yeah. Now it's race time, right? It's not like what we initially planned was getting there Sunday night, Monday morning, and then having that entire week to, not even just be at the track, be at the RV, get ready and set up, get to the track completely set up.
Food, water. That was another thing the next morning.
Next morning we had to go grab water.
We woke up and we had to find out where to get water, where to get propane,
we had to fill everything back up, because obviously we're not traveling with water in the RV.
Because we had planned to do it at the RV because we were going to stay there.
Right. So we were behind the 8 ball for sure. So we leave really early in the morning to go do all that. By the time we get back, they kicked everybody out of the pits doing it that way.
But that was a disaster.
Yeah, I understand that's how you guys do things. But man, that drove me nuts.
We got back at 12:45.
They kicked everybody out, so now we're at the very back of the line.
They kick everyone out of the pits.
Yeah.
Everyone. Outside of the gates, you have to line up.
And grant you, this is how they do it every week. So I mean,
I get why they do it, but they still only had 2 windows.
Yeah.
Like if you're having a huge event in the hobby, maybe at least have another table set up or something.
Yeah, you don't need a whole thing. Just do a table. I'm not telling you to go purchase a whole thing. Just get another table. It was brutal.
Hours. Like he, had planned we were gonna go in. He was gonna shower. So we just got water, and he was gonna get ready for racing.
Right.
Well, we're sitting there. By the time we get there, everyone's already in line. So there's hundreds of people. So we're like, okay, well, let's go into the back of the parking lot.
Yeah, let's drive back there. I'll take a shower back there.
Take a shower at least, so that's over.
And then at least we have that done.
Go back there.
Yeah.
Generator won't start.
Get back there, the generator won't start. Oh my god.
He's freaking out.
I'm sitting there trying to get this generator going. And I think I spent 10 minutes trying to get that rolling.
And finally, okay, well, the line.
Well, we're not doing that. Line's going to be down by now.
Let's go over there. RV don't start.
So trying to start the generator, this generator switched to propane. So I'm not even thinking about this, okay? But so it's not starting. Go to start this RV, and it's not now. Now I don't have enough power. The batteries are dead. Oh shit! Now I don't have enough juice to get. You can't believe this is happening. This is not happening. So Chad's coming. He's coming from Riverside. He's coming to hang out with us for the weekend. I'm starting to text Chad I know he's almost there. Chad, when you get here, I need you to come all the way to the back of the lot. I need to jump. I need you to jump this RV. And the moment I send that, I just go to try again, and it must have got over the hard part, and it turned over. And I was like, oh my god, thank God. Okay, so we start it. We drive back to the line. We park it there.
There's still a little bit of a line.
Still a bit of a line, but we still get out, go get in the line, wait another 30 minutes or something like that, and then get in. So then I go get in the RV, and I realize, oh, well, Chad's almost here. So we're waiting for Chad to pull in and to go get his credentials. Well, while he's going to get his credentials, I go to start the RV again, and it's dead. This is not happening to me right now. This is no. I'm not having RV issues at the track. I am here to race. Now it's time to get in race mode. I don't, a lot of people helped us out. I don't want to let people, in my head, I don't want to let people down. That was kind of the whole reason why I wanted to make it. It was people didn't pay for us to go to Carlin and sit there. My whole thing was I need to get this track, and I need to try to make this freaking show. And yes, I didn't make practice, but I feel like we had something, I'm going to suck probably, yes, the first night, which I did. And, but I'm going to figure it out.
First night was kind of bull.
Well,
you spun out, but you never.
But I never stopped. But and And they acknowledged it the next day. They acknowledged
get it.
during the drivers
It
meeting.
just sucks.
It just sucked for us, but
Like,
it, you know, it is
sorry
what it
doesn't
is.
fix that you were kicked out of the race.
Right, right. Well, and especially in a format like that, like the big shows. Again, you know, it's one and done, right? Can't f up. So I effed up, but I kept it rolling, and I, you know, just it was a quick caution. So it is what it is, you know. And the flagman did acknowledge the next day, like, hey, I realized that we threw out way too early of cautions when we shouldn't have. And, you know, okay, cool. At least you acknowledged it. I'm good with that. We all make mistakes, whatever. So, you know, get to the next night, and you know, at this point, we're all in race mode at this point. Like, my brain, I know I need to do something with the RV. It's kind of in the back of my head. But now I'm like, I am in race mode. So now it's Friday after the first night, you know, sucking pretty bad.
Yeah, because in the B main,
because B main, I hit the hole like an idiot, got a flat, ruined that wheel, and then one and done, right? So, but I didn't bring out the caution, but because I pulled off because I bent the wheel, you know, one and done, you're out of here. So, we get going the next morning, and you know, we have a little bit of downtime. There's not a lot to change on the car. We did everything pretty quick. And then Joe came down Friday. Another online buddy, Joe. So he came down from Vegas to hang out, help out, and then me and Chad started looking at the batteries on the RV. We did do that. So we had to isolate each battery away from each other because they're parallel. There's 3 of them parallel to each other. Find out that those read all right. They read good. So, okay, well, it's not a battery issue. I was kind of hoping it was, to be quite honest. So we checked that out, but at this point, you know, it's time to go into town, grab something if we need to, grab some fuel for the generator, because at this point now I'm running this friggin' generator we ran all year because I can't get this generator in the RV to work. Literally got propane for this thing to run all night, and I can't get it to run. So yeah, we go out and we come back in, and it's time. Luckily, you know, a lot of people got 3-day passes or whatever, so the line wasn't as bad. So we get through the line again, and it's race time again. It's quick. It happened quick. So yeah, we went and did the racing thing. We were a lot better. I felt a lot more comfortable in the car Friday. That's for sure. So, started middle of the heat race. I got up like 3 or 4 positions, and I gave them all back. That sucked. But the B main, we made up a ton of ground, and I just couldn't get Noah and the other guy in front of me. I needed 2 more spots, and I was searching around, but it was definite improvement. I felt a lot better, and I kind of understood what I needed to do a little bit more to get it to do what I wanted it to. So I felt really good about Saturday. Like, Saturday, it was like, okay, I'm going to start deep. I screwed myself in the first night. Points suck. Whatever. It is what it is. I'll start in the back of that last chance, but looking at the guys that we were up against, you know, I felt really good about being able to kind of make our way, especially with the gear that we were running, starting where we were and making up ground. And if we didn't make it, we were going to be damn close. I know that. So, Saturday came, and we knew it was a possibility.
Don't pass over the.
Oh God, yeah! Friday was a concert. That's right. So we knew that Friday they're gonna have this concert. That's right. So, you know, my friends come down and hang out with us and stuff. My mom's down there, and they
Kelly
end up.
Came and hang out.
Yeah, Kelly came and her family came and hung out. It was just him, and yeah, we had a whole group with us, and then they ended up putting the guy right next to us. That was freaking cool.
So we didn't realize. So the Richie that we were talking about earlier, he was the one who helped bring the show to Mojave.
Yeah, him and Cameron Williams, they were the ones that brought that guy to Mojave, and he was freaking cool. I like that. That was fun. So yeah, we had a great time. That was a okay. Yeah, I forgot about that night.
No, we're all
It was like the only
"Hey,
good night.
Friday
The only
night,"
good
and
part
then-
about the whole thing, kind of.
And then a trailer pulls up and they start setting up lights. And
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
We're
like a stage comes out of this old race trailer. Like, what the hell?
like, oh shit! Can I say it on Facebook or on YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah, you
Okay.
can cuss. It's just,
So yeah, we had the concert right next to us, which was awesome.
that was amazing. So got to
So
meet.
we had fun.
I knew the Myers, but I didn't personally really know them growing up or anything like that. So I got to meet them. I got to meet Ron anyway, and then went and talked to Richie a little bit. Thanked him for the help that he did, like Richie and that group.
Oh, he was offering to send a truck up to get us.
Yeah, he was awesome, and come to find out, those Aero guys, like I kept looking at them, their Aero Auto Spa. I was like, I wonder if they have any affiliation with the alignment guys, and I guess they do. I mean, if that's wrong, let me know. But I have history back with the Aero alignment guys back in 09 and 2010, because when we went down to duels with the old car, I mean, we smashed the frame all the way back to the radiator. The horns were bent all the way back, and those guys were able to pull it out and get us back on the track. So, we love those guys. At least I do. I mean, she wasn't around for that, but that was cool to learn. So yeah, I mean, it kind of comes full circle, I guess, eventually, right?
So now you're going to Saturday.
So then, you couldn't pass up. Yeah, that's true. Friday night was pretty awesome. So that was fun, and then Saturday came, and we knew it was a possibility. We had read up on it even before we left Carlin to get down there. But also, I do know that the Valley, anything can happen. It could, like, you're in a valley. It happens more in Havasu. I'll be honest with that. You'll have a storm coming. You'll get all the clouds, and then it just breaks up around. Like, you have this circle, and then it just breaks up around you. And the same thing can happen in Mojave, which is why I understood why they weren't going to call it right away. So we're watching, and I'm looking at the sky, and it's starting to break up. I'm like, okay, this is a possibility. But then I'm looking in the other direction, like, unless it comes from that direction. And it can happen either way. People can get mad all they want. This is how it works down there in the valley. Like, this is how it works. You have to be optimistic and hope that it works in your favor. Unfortunately, it did not freaking happen in our favor. It started raining, and that's when, we realized, before that, we realized a lot of people had left the pits, and we were thinking, like, what crap, a lot of people just up and left thinking it's just going to rain. Well, find out later that they're sitting in the parking lots at the AV and other casinos and stuff like that. Just other parking lots that aren't dirt, because that part of the pits, I forgot, is just like all soft sand, basically.
Brand new.
Yeah. Well, even the old parts are all soft sand, so that's why those guys need to leave. Well, I was smart because it started downpouring and it got bad quick, really, really quick. Mind you, again, we're we like our setup, but it does have its downfalls. Open trailer life, when it starts raining, sucks bad. So we had already started packing our stuff up, knowing that this could possibly happen, but not enough. And we were way behind. We were optimistic, and so we started packing our stuff in the middle of the rain. That sucked. It got muddy fast. It was a mud fest. The car right now, if I could take that camera out there and show you, it is still a mud fest right now. We wanted to watch it this weekend, but it started raining today. But it was so bad, and
like, you'd step, and then a mound of dirt would just come with your shoes. Like,
yeah, just mud everywhere. So yeah, it got bad quick. RV, I feel bad for the RV too, because that got really messy. Bad. It's still like that. It's still down south. Sorry, Jerry. Oh, that's a whole thing too. So sad. We're not even there yet. So yeah, I mean, that Saturday came, and here we are. So we finally got out of there
to try to get home.
Yeah, we got an extra day to get home, so that was actually a good thing. it came to be. So we went up, ate with our friends, my mom, and we ended up dipping out of there. And Joe started following us up to Vegas that way. And
we were struggling.
It was struggling bad. It was worse than before. And I mean, this is flat. So we go and stop at Searchlight, tell Joe to keep going. My mom had gotten some spark plugs. I only had 5. So tell him to go on his way, stop, put in the 5 spark plugs on the one side of the motor, and it ran great. Not great, but it ran better. It ran pretty good. It ran a lot better than what it was. So now I'm sitting there like, okay, this whole time from up there to down here, it's been fouled spark plugs, and they just got worse over time. So of course now my goal is let's get into Vegas, go to the nearest O'Reilly in Boulder City, and grab 3 more spark plugs. I got a pack of 4, and I replaced the other 3 spark plugs. And I'm like, okay, we're at least going up to Prump because at this point, the whole plan was to drop the motor, change it out, give it to Jerry at the track. Well, now the plan is to go up to Prump, meet him at his house, and drop the motor there and leave it with him there. Race motor. So, because it needs to be refreshed. It hasn't been refreshed. It's only been refreshed once in its life. And we built this thing in 2010. So, it needs it again. And so put these 3 spark plugs in, start going, and it's worse. It's freaking worse. Somehow got worse. Now I'm kind of sitting there like, I don't know what to do. Let's just go. Like, we have to at least get to Prump. So now we're popping, pinging, getting all the way to Prump. So we get to Prump. That mountain was Jesus. Yeah.
People in your mountains.
Yeah. That mountain was brutal too. So got through that. And then
just 9 miles straight up.
Yeah, just straight up. But we got there again, barely. Like I felt like barely. I feel like
what bugs me is it did it.
It did it. It's not like it blew up on the side of the road or anything. It did it. It made it there. It just did it with
slow and loud
and popping, and it sucks, but it made it. Like it made it there. So get there and stay the night. Plug in, stay in the RV. We do everything we need to the next morning. Drop the motor out. Of course, while we're dropping the motor out, we decided to do it out in the outside area. It starts freaking raining, of course. So hurry up, get the motor out. And now we're sitting there looking at this RV like, what are we gonna do about this RV? Like, we need to at least try something. Well, Jerry, his dad used to work on these quadrojets. So they go, you gotta let him out. So they go, and he goes to grab his dad and come and help him. And we had bought a kit while we were stuck up at Garland and Elko and rebuild this carburetor. And so we start rebuilding this carburetor. I'm learning how to do this. And again, I'm so glad that those guys were telling me not to do it because holy crap, that is a whole freaking thing. I would have been pissed off and would have gotten lost halfway in. So we did that. They replaced everything of importance, made sure the things that we were looking at worked. Replaced gaskets, replaced the accelerator pump, did all that, and threw it all back in there. Thought we were good to go. We were just going to leave that night. So we, again, loaded up everything. We were ready to go. Left. And we knew right away it was bad. It was still doing the same thing. So it wasn't that, So it's like, okay, well, now I have to make a decision. Like, now we're crunch time. I have to make a decision. It's friggin' Sunday. I need to decide what we're gonna do. What our options were.
So we called Jerry up.
Yeah, called Jerry, asked him like, hey, what are our options? We decided we can leave the RV there. He was all right with that. And we found a U-Haul dealership that we can grab overnight. And that sucked. Did that. Grabbed the U-Haul. Went back to Jerry's to drop it. And then, of course, my dumbass decided that I was going to try to park on the side to drop the trailer so we could just hook the U-Haul up to it, and then I could just put the RV inside the gate and then leave. And of course, it just rained. So I go and park, and I instantly start sinking. So now I'm starting to freak out. I'm like, oh God, I've done this before. Drive, reverse, drive, reverse. I'm rocking this thing back and forth, back and forth. Well, of course, anybody that's from down there knows anything. I just buried it. So I buried the damn thing with a freaking trailer on it.
It was bad.
It was bad. So I'm like, okay, I have this strap. Hopefully Jerry has another strap. We basically just put some weak straps on this thing. I was like, I know the U-Haul can pull this thing out. I just need the straps to not break. Luckily, the straps did not break right away. They broke after we got the RV unstuck. So it wasn't stuck for long. Let's be clear, okay?
And I had to drive the U-Haul.
Well, yeah, she had to drive the U-Haul. She started pulling. She was like, well, we're not going anywhere. It's like, yeah, I haven't put it in reverse. Like, I haven't started going yet. I put some gas in it, and then it pulled itself out. Of course, while it's pulling out, the strap finally does break, and it takes out our taillight with it in the trailer. So that was cool.
Which I thought he hit me with our
I
race
thought
car.
I hit the race car hanging off the back of the trailer. I thought I hit the U-Haul. So that sucked. That was a bad feeling. Yeah, that's what it felt like. So luckily that didn't happen. We didn't even realize about the trailer light being hit yet. Mind you, I'm in Pahrump. I didn't find out until we were up north, like almost into Oregon, is when I found out I don't have trailer lights.
Out of
yeah. Oh, were we? Yeah, we were right out of Reno. That's right. So now, luckily we had that option. Thank you, Jerry. God, amazing people again. So, of course now I've got to think, well, how am I going to get back down here? What do I got to do to try to fix this thing? So we're headed back up with this U-Haul, towing the trailer. We have to unload everything from the RV into the U-Haul. Do that, get back on the road.
Pause you though. The amount of people that have seen our adventures, blows my mind. So we're just getting out of Fallon, Nevada.
Yeah, going back up north.
Where that is? No.
Yeah.
But we were just getting out of Fallon, and some random person messages David.
Yeah, another racer from
like,
down there.
Hey, I just seen you guys drive past my
shop or something like that. Yeah. You guys need any help?
Mind you, we're not in the RV that everyone knows now.
Now we're in a U-Haul.
We're in a U-Haul with the trailer. Like, it doesn't say David Day on the car except for on the very top. Like,
yeah. It's just that black car.
That's how far our misfortune.
Yeah, that's how everybody knows. Like, oh man.
But that just blew my mind. I was like,
that's crazy.
We just drove by some guy's shop who's seen our videos.
Yeah. And kind of had an idea of what was going on and asked to make sure we were all right. So yeah, that was cool. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I felt good about the U-Haul. I knew the U-Haul would make it. Used to work there, so I know that they're kept up. And if it did break, not my problem. So yeah, got back home.
Almost killed us on the pass.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about that.
It was. You can't see 2 feet in front of your face. So much fog.
I'm trying to sleep.
Because, like, he's sleeping.
Yeah.
And we went Klamath Falls and then over to Eugene was the pass we took. I don't know. I think it's like Willamette Highway or something.
I can't remember.
And I get to the friggin' pass and I'm like, I got this. I'm gonna let him sleep.
Everything's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's okay.
I got this. I'm horrified. But I'm going to let him sleep. So I'm going. I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's a nice wide road. It's a great pass.
Oh, it's fantastic. Wide. I like wide.
But then I get to the top.
And it's
can't see.
It's foggy. You're fogged up.
So fogged up. I'm almost in tears. He finally wakes up.
I realize what's happening. I'm like, uh-oh. Oh no. We're going to have to switch here soon. But then she kept going. She kept trying, and then I kept looking around, like I feel like I need to take over, but I don't want to stress her out.
And then I finally see a place where I could pull over to let him drive. Well, we don't have trailer brakes, so
no.
it did not want to stop. I'm sitting there like, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah, she was-
It's not stopping. I freaking.
we got to the edge
I got
pretty fast.
about that close to the guardrail.
And it was a big drop off. It was like a bridge. It was like a bridge going down the
Oh.
drop off at that point.
And so I'm shaking.
So yeah, I was like, okay, we need to switch.
And then as soon as he takes over, the fog stops.
Yep, got all the way through the fog. So I was ready to go 75 through the fog.
I would have punched you.
I know. I was ready to just get home though. That kind of stuff doesn't really affect me too much. But yeah, that was.
Seeing doesn't affect you?
Well, it does.
Says the person who didn't have to drive through.
But I didn't have to drive through the fog, so we'll give her that credit. But yeah, I mean, we got through that, and then made it home. So that was good. And then obviously we have, U-Hauls. You have them for a few days, so I kept that thing the entire time. We literally just returned it before this weekend. That was
our garage is full of
garage. We just piled everything in the
garage.
garage.
We had to empty the whole RV into the
U-Haul. So, yep, that was so everything's sitting in the garage. Car is still muddy, no motor, and yeah, I gotta wash that at some point this week because can't leave it like that. But it's gotta stop raining. It's not supposed to stop raining until Friday, so I'll do it on Friday. But yeah, that was our fun trip. That was Duel's trip, and what an adventure. So yeah, I mean, thank you to everybody that helped out to get going, helped out while we were going, while we were stuck, and just
on us.
checking on us. That means everything to us. I mean, we weren't ever by ourselves, even though we were by ourselves. Like, it was a good feeling to have. Kenny, I can't thank him and Franny enough. They helped so much in this whole thing. My brother, thank you. He ended up, he was gonna help with the fuel. Luckily, we didn't need any race fuel. But I mean, we blew through the budget quick. I mean,
I don't think we.
We didn't get through that. So I mean, we spent over $1,600 for fuel in the RV and the U-Haul getting there and back. And then the race budget got killed by the shotgunning of RV parts. Because I mean, that's what we essentially ended up doing, was we were just shotgunning parts at that point. And it was just under $1,000. I mean, we were at like $913 that we ended up adding up or something like that. So that was crazy. There went all my race money. So my mom pitching in, my brother pitching in for that. Get down here. Let's just, let's make something of it while we could. Your mom, freaking Martha, amazing. Thank you.
And Bill, don't leave my
And
dad
Bill.
out.
Well, and Bill. Yeah. But yeah, I
He
mean,
probably doesn't know, but he helped.
but he helped, even if he doesn't
Just-
know, he helped. But yeah, I mean, just everybody, everybody that wanted to help get the car back up, if they needed to. The U-Haul ended up being another $1,100 or something like that. That was freaking crazy. So
Thank you, Affirm.
God, I love Affirm. I don't know what we do without Affirm. It's impossible to get loans from anywhere, but if you have Affirm, you can do some stuff. So
Don't download it.
don't download it. It's a pit, but it helps out a lot for us when we get stuck, especially in this. So we might be paying for it for a year, but it's worth every penny. We got home. So
Jerry.
Thank you to Jerry.
Wife,
his dad. I'm so glad.
Thank you.
I haven't seen his dad I haven't seen Jerry in a long time, but I haven't seen his dad in a very long time since we built this motor. And it was actually really cool to see him after all this time.
90% blind, and he came.
90% blind,
at
and was able to
7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, rebuild a freaking quadrijet. Just like, oh, just do this, do this, do this. And it's like, wow, that is the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
Aaron,
And,
Alex.
Aaron, Alex.
Cornerstone Cafe.
Yep.
Go to Cornerstone Cafe in Rainier.
Absolutely. We definitely are going to be doing some stuff with them in the future. Definitely next year, that's for sure. They'll be on the car again. Perfection Automotive, all their help this year. It kind of leads up to the year. That was our Duels trip. Thanks to everybody, Brandon, Bree, Hoekstra, the Hoekstra family. You guys. I swear I'm working on it. It's right freaking here. It's almost done. Graphics card needs to be installed. I cleaned it out, and then they helped us out getting down there, helping with like the animal stuff. Just everybody that helped with this whole trip.
Blake and Lexi.
Wow. Man. So what it comes out to, right, is it wasn't just a tuning thing. We thought it was.
That got us.
But it got us there. And it's crazy if you think about it that Blake was actually able to tune it out of whatever the heck was going on at that elevation. He was able to tune it out of it. And then once we got down to Vegas, or Tonopah, it got bad again. So, the fact that he was able to put his knowledge in from like his EFI stuff, but he was able to do that with a carburetor, that was impressive. So you should feel good about that, for sure. And again, everybody that keeps checking on us, Chad, Joe,
Dutton 3 unit, you guys are awesome.
Yep, 3 unit guys. So yeah, kind of wraps up the duel thing. I really want to do it again next year, just without all the problems. That'd be nice, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. This kind of puts a damper on what we had planned for next year, kind of to start it. Definitely plan to run Sunset again, but I did not plan to run an entire year. I kind of want to run different tracks. Running Mojave, it reminded me of how, like, I used to be really good at the bigger tracks, and it reminded me of how much if you get stuck at one track, you kind of struggle when you go back to those bigger tracks. So yeah, definitely want to go back.
Get our RV home.
We'll definitely be going around
a little bit, but Sunset will always have my heart.
Oh yeah, Sunset's always home for sure. We love that track.
This past year was just
the season. I mean, just a recap of that. Came in. I kind of had a plan of wanting to run the entire year, and she was all about it. She was like, "Let's do it. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it now." So that's kind of my idea. I'm not getting younger, that's for sure. So let's do it. And I've always wanted to run full years. We did it in 23, but it was like 10, 11 races, 9 races or something like that. And I just wanted a consistent year. And then when we realized it was 17 races, it was like, sold. Let's do this. It's a lot, but if you're going to learn anything, especially with our package that we run, you need an entire consistent year. You need that many races to try to figure something out. And we figured it out.
We learned so much.
We learned everything.
And he built so many relationships.
Yep.
The drivers at Sunset.
Yeah, you can't compete with that. And when you do go to other places, you realize you can't compare. If I go anywhere around in the Northwest, I will say St. Helens is kind of similar. So like River City is a little bit similar in a way, but it's not. It was just because we got lucky with the people we met, I think. But as far as like the driver's side,
I'm so picky about tracks now.
Yeah,
I like River City, but the pit stands and that whole situation.
Yeah, not being able to really
it makes disaster.
We like doing videos and everything, so obviously the videoing and stuff there makes it rough. So that makes things difficult in that aspect. Obviously, some people won't understand it, but we like doing this. Like this video thing, that kind of especially the live stuff,
and it distracts,
kind of our thing.
It distracts me from the stress of him being on the track.
Right.
Even just when we've went to a few races this year. The few weekends we had off, we were at Sunset watching.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to watch anymore without
a camera. Yeah, so I mean, she was starting to video other people, other friends of ours. It's ended up doing stuff for them.
I don't know how to do it. And so then I like River City. I'm not dogging them, but I just it was
different.
It's super different. You have this much space to actually be in front and be able to stand.
Yeah, and then the stands, that side of it anyway. You could go into the grandstands, but then you got to run if something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
got to worry about it.
I'm videographer plus pit
crew,
plus,
and which everybody at Sunset understands. But yeah. So that I mean, great year again.
But,
I mean,
Craig, Greg, friggin'
the
Hoekstras,
Hoekstras, the Chaz Wilder, transfer spot guys. His dad Roger. Hillsborough back and so.
Ron.
Mm-hmm. It sucked to see him destroy his car, but like the relationship with him from after all that, like that was crazy. Like never would have guessed. Yeah, it is everybody at that track, Chris, his family, him and his wife. So Raven Halling. Yeah, we got
I know we're forgetting people.
We're forgetting a lot of people, but everyone there. That's the entire track. Jeremy, his wife.
Jeremy did an awesome job this year.
Yep, Jeremy did great.
He does always, but
but this year was. I mean, with that many races, that was.
It was hard on us. I couldn't imagine putting on.
Promoting it.
That much.
Like having to put everything together and making it run and work. It's pretty crazy. So. Yeah, thanks to all those guys. Thanks to. You. Thanks to you. Yeah, but I mean, our normal people, Courage Graphics, Andrew Olson, thank you for the spot all year. Again, Hillsborough back and so we didn't have them on the car, but they were helping us too with the spots all year. My mom, my brother, Kenny Miller, KFM Racing this year. The help from the off season last year throughout this year. Another massive change for us and for me personally, as far as the knowledge. I've had help in the past before from other people, but just being able to soak it in and then put it together like throughout the year and consistently every week was a massive change. So, and the driving style is a little bit different, obviously, but it was able to, I was able to actually put it into the car and make it work, which was crazy, a crazy feeling. And, just a great feeling, really. Everything's consistent now. Now when I need to make a change, I'm not moving everything. I'm not moving bar angles and changing all this crazy stuff. It's minor adjustments. It's tiny things. I'm sucking in a wheel offset, or I'm making a minor adjustment at this point to get it to go. So, everybody knows the disadvantage of running an open motor, but we're making it work. And going down to Mojave, I'm realizing that we're kind of ahead as far as in our area anyway on what we're doing with the left rear, but it still takes a lot to get an open motor to hook up, so it's not easy, that's for sure. So thanks to him, Franny, those guys are awesome. Again, Jerry Busig has been my motor guy since the start, and especially after this Duel trip, I owe him a lot of freaking money, so that's crazy. Cornerstone coming on at the end of the year. Again, amazing people. Can't thank them enough for everything. Perfection Automotive. Freaking Mike Graham. Pam. You guys are amazing. Another amazing family. Just like the Miller family. Like, they're amazing family to be with, around. They helped us out all year. Whenever we needed anything, I was able to get better safety equipment because of them. Like, got way more comfortable. So, thanks to you guys as well, again, every time. So glad that we have you guys back with us on the program. And, both moms, again, your mom, Martha. Number one fan, for sure. Helping out this year. She helped a lot when we had oil pan issues. Like, we would have been screwed without her with that. And then, of course, my mom, always there when we need her. I don't know how, but somehow she makes it work. Whenever I need something, she's there. We tried not to rely on her as much throughout the regular season. Made up a lot for the Duel thing. I'll tell you that. But she definitely still helped a ton during the regular season. Would not have had new tires without her. So.
Both moms
are massive for the regular season, for sure.
Thank you both.
Yeah.
So much.
thanks to my brother, he did help out this year. He gave me a few things out of the trailer that I needed from his stash, and you know, it was always there when we need him to be. We need to get that freaking car on the track with him in it. That's for damn sure. Come on, we gotta get you out there, man. So yeah,
Do it.
just do it. Just do it. So yeah, what a crazy year. Thank you guys. Like I said, I was gonna do some individual posts, but it was way easier doing it this way because of so much. I mean, we're an hour to way longer of a video than I was gonna make, but I'm uploading the whole damn thing. I don't even care. So, you know, I just
we appreciate every single
single person that's helped us, every single supporter, every fan up in the stands. Thanks to all the kids that signed the car this year.
Well, now
you know,
that's also huge.
That was massive.
The
The fans were huge this year.
Thank you so much. Like, we have so many people, like, even coming in on the raffle, just excited about us going to duels, or every single week they're there. And, like, his first win, by the way, this year. You could just see and hear the fans, like, go crazy.
Yeah, and you know, they didn't even know at that point. Like, first win ever in a mod, you know,
and we do it. I mean, obviously he does it because he loves racing.
Yeah, but
my biggest thing I brought to him was,
you have to remember,
if there's not fans,
you don't
there's
have
no racing.
Yeah, and it's always been that way. And people have lost that. A lot of people that have been racing a long time, like all the older guys, they know it. It's been lost in it. You can't. It's like they're charging them a shit ton of money, or you got to make it worth it for them, and that's why we try to. I love to do whatever we can. Again, we're not some big operation or anything, but whenever we can do a little thing, just the tiniest thing to maybe make it a little bit better, we're gonna do it when we can. So, the little things like the flags, or little things like bracelets, or freaking. Now we know those cool glow stick things are pretty badass. So we'll do that next year for sure.
And we're already planning on our next scheme.
Yeah.
A spot for everyone to sign.
Right, because I mean that's obviously going to be a thing.
And also, Craig, we need your address to send your kids their panels.
Either your address, or you better be coming to the banquet.
Oh, he was there last time.
If he's at the banquet, you're getting a sale panel. So you know.
We promised.
Yeah, I promised, and I don't. You could throw it away, but
no, you can't.
I think she's gonna be pretty pissed if you do. So, I mean, kind of a wrap up of the year and of duels, and
we're excited.
I'm excited for next year. I mean, it's gonna be rough at first, but we'll figure it out. I mean, we always do. We always figure something out. We might not make a lot of races next year, just because of it.
I just want my RV home. I really
need to get the RV home.
And I had fun, and we met so many awesome people.
Yeah.
I don't regret.
I don't regret any bit of it. I wish it went smoother, obviously.
I wish we didn't get rained out. That part.
That part is what kind of killed it
after all the freaking blood, sweat, and
making
tears.
It down there, and then
it
got rained out. Like,
in Arizona.
Damn it. And it was clear up here. The hell.
It was literally raining, and we were running away from the snow.
Yeah, we were running away from snow in the U-Haul.
Like, you could literally see it getting further down.
It was starting to get it.
And he's going like 70 on a freaking
I had that thing tacked out. That thing has
and
a governor.
I'm freaking out, and he's freaking driving like a madman. And then we go, you could see the freaking border of Oregon. And then there's the sun.
Clear sky, sun. And it's setting at this point, but there was sun, and it was
like,
clear.
Are you kidding me?
Come on.
Go on vacation, freaking.
Go to Arizona to get sun, and you got rain.
I gotta come back home to get some sunshine.
And then, of course, this week it's raining.
You.
I have a feeling it's you.
He's the problem.
Probably me. What are you gonna
do?
Anyway, this is a lot longer than I anticipated, but
awesome trip. Amazing relationships built. amazing year.
Crazy great year. Championship and then the Kappa with the win. The win was everything. Championship was everything. Don't get me wrong. But if I didn't get that win, I was going to be festering that for the entire winter. I was going to be pissed. I was going to be absolutely pissed off for how close that we were coming to it. I was starting to get frustrated with that.
We'll see how that track fun goes.
We'll see. I don't know. Either way, hopefully we can just get the RV back up here soon, and then we'll figure everything out. So
when we get it up here, we'll rent it out as an Airbnb if anyone.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll get the mud out.
Maybe.
Or you leave it in there. Like a token. Alright. Anyway.
Alright.
Take it easy. We'll be doing some videos soon, I'm sure.
Follow us.
Follow.